somebody runs two Subway chains and operates them, actually, on the one hand, Brian's right, it's a distraction. The other side is, without that cash flow, you cannot greenfield a business. That's, in other words, credit card debt, or else it's your current job to pay for these things. Let's not forget that. And the fact that he can run a business successfully and get a GST number and do all those basic things in life speak to some aptitude, which you need to have to be able to succeed, I think. You know, that's how it gets started. And Howard Schultz had you know, a global opportunity with some unique skill sets. We all don't have that luxury. But these people at least seem to have the basic tools, which makes a difference, obviously. I think it does.
I guess what I would add is that lots of our discussion today has focused on who's buying their tea, who their ultimate customers are. And it's just in the nature of the document that they gave that wasn't well described. So I think for other people, you know, you should be prepared that that's probably the core thing that everybody's really going to want to understand well when you bring your business concept to them, is actually who are you selling to and what's the compelling value proposition for them.
And so if I had a chance to talk to them, the first thing I would want to understand is, do you understand your customer base? Do you understand segmentation? Who is it you're going after? Do you have any, and not that numbers are the be all and end all, but do you have any sort of sense of the size or where they are or how to get to them? And if they said, oh yeah, we kind of glossed over that in the plan because, you know, we're sold out, okay, great. Now let's talk about something else. But that didn't come through here. This is very operationally focused, and you know, even says the goal is to double the number of consultants. And I wrote down, well, you know, like, why do you need to double the number of consultants? What is that sort of getting at?
And met with thousands of Canadian entrepreneurs trying to start eBay businesses, and in some ways not dissimilar to this, in that they're inventory-based businesses. At the end of the day, they really are only as good as how effectively and efficiently they can distribute their product, literally pick, packing, and shipping onesies and twosies. And they can have the greatest customer base, and they can have the greatest product, but whenever we saw trouble, it always was in the supply chain. And how do you pick, pack, and ship onesies and twosies efficiently and still make enough money to keep operations going and put some money in your jeans? And I look at this and I just say, you know, pod's interesting and basement's interesting, but, you know, picking boxes of tea bags, we don't know what the economics of the business look like. That, to me, on, you know, potentially a low-margin, low-price product might be challenging.
I like what they're doing, and I think they should pursue it, and I think it's a great niche, but I think it's Adam and Tanya understanding why they're building this and what they're looking to accomplish in the next couple of years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years. What are their BHAGs, their big, hairy, audacious goals, and why are they behind this? And I wish them all the best, and I think that when I saw that video, they've got a lot of passion and enthusiasm, but they're green, and that's why they're reaching out for help, and good for them for reaching out for help. One piece of advice on closing with them is I would get out and read the book, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. I read it 6 years into my business, and it's the one book that I wish that I had read the day I started. Because once I read that book, I closed it, I reopened it and read it again, and made a ton of changes in my business in terms of the foundation on which to grow. So I think they're on the right track, and it's an early business, but they've got a lot going for them and a lot going against them, but so do every entrepreneur, or so does every entrepreneur, and that's what you look at as your weaknesses and say, how do I address these and how do I turn to experts for help?
I mean, I think for them specifically, it's an interesting niche, and you know, if TV can become the 21st century coffee, they're probably in the right space. But I do think that they need to acknowledge we're in the 21st century, and it's a web-based global economy and consumption economy. And if they have a product that's of interest, then they should really be thinking about broadening their reach and broadening their appeal and doing it at a cost that is very affordable. And I think they can do that on the web.